Well, there's never a good time for a flat tire, and no one wants to deal with installing a spare tire on the side of the road or wait around for help to arrive. But instead of getting stuck on the side of the road, what if you could keep driving even after you get a puncture that causes complete air loss? What if you could choose where and when to replace that flat tire? The idea of a tire that can keep running even when flat dates back to the early 80s. Bridgestone was a pioneer of the concept, but back then, run-flat tires were for supercars and just weren't an option for everyday family cars. But it's the idea of temporary extended mobility that's at the core of what makes run-flat tires appealing, especially to those of us that don't drive supercars. Bridgestone has continued to evolve their run-flat tire designs in an effort of solving the riddle of putting the extended mobility feature in a tire that works on nearly any passenger car without sacrificing everyday ride quality. Their latest solution is simply called DriveGuard. One key feature of DriveGuard is its sidewall, which is thinner and more compliant than traditional run-flat tire designs, thanks to a unique rubber compound for the internal reinforcement, plus some clever aerodynamics on the outside that help cope with the stress and dissipate the heat created when a tire has to roll without air. And unlike other run-flat tire designs, DriveGuard is designed to work on any car with a working tire pressure monitoring system. To find out how close DriveGuard is to a conventional non-run-flat tire, we're comparing it with the Michelin Primacy MXV4, a top-rated Grand Touring all-season tire. For a reference point, I'm starting out by driving on the conventional tire in the test, the Michelin Primacy MXV4. And this is a nice example of what a Grand Touring all-season tire should be, with a good ride, low tread and impact noise, and stable handling. Now I'm driving on the Bridgestone DriveGuard, and our team was somewhat mixed in the degree of difference in ride quality versus the conventional tire. Some found a modest increase in firmness when driving over bumps, and imperfections in the road that would go unnoticed became a little more apparent. But no one found the ride objectionable, and some of our drivers actually felt the difference was quite minimal. One benefit of the DriveGuard's run-flat sidewalls is the steering feel and handling are a little bit better than with the Michelin Primacy MXV4. On the test track, we used our BMW 3 Series test cars so we could stay with a familiar platform rather than introduce a new variable. In dry conditions, both tires delivered appropriate levels of traction and handling. And following what we found on the road, the DriveGuard felt a little more responsive than the conventional Michelin tire. In the wet, both tires were again very similar in overall capability, with a small advantage in ultimate grip and shorter stopping distance for the Primacy MXV4. The DriveGuard offered a little less wet traction, but felt slightly easier to balance and control at the rim. Bridgestone's DriveGuard gives drivers of passenger cars a backup plan when it comes to dealing with a flat tire. And while it's not without a modest change in ride quality, DriveGuard opens up a whole new option for drivers looking for peace of mind out on the road. As we compare tires side by side, we find each one has its own personality. It's not as easy as choosing between good and bad. So as you view our test results, it's important to focus on your priorities and what fits best with how, where, and what you drive. And be sure to go to TireRack.com for our complete test report and to learn more about the tires featured in this test.